It's an interesting time for business. Tariff and trade policies are dynamic, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. If your business can't adapt in real time, you are in a little bit of hurt. So how do you get full visibility and adapt in real time? Over 42,000 businesses trust NetSuite by Oracle, your AI-powered business management suite. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for a reason. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. Real-time forecasting helps you move into the future with confidence, and with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook. Congrats, your business is doing great. All your hard work is paying off, but you need help like now, and you have to hire fast. How can you hire amazing candidates quickly? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. And with sponsored jobs, your posts jump to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. One of the things I love most about Indeed is that it has one of the largest databases of job seekers, giving employers access to a wide range of candidates. And with job alerts, I get notified when new candidates apply. And with Indeed sponsored jobs, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. So how fast? Well, in the minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/smartpassive. Just go to Indeed.com/smartpassive right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/smartpassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed, is all you need. This is the Smart Passive Income Podcast with Pat Flynn, session number 41. Be yourself because everyone else is already taken.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. He watches Nickelodeon more than any channel on television, Pat Flynn.
While DIY website tools are everywhere, most fall short on design and performance. Hit publish. Framer ships your site worldwide in seconds. No code, no compromises. Framer is a powerful, user-friendly platform that delivers developer-level results without writing a single line of code. Make your designs move and convert with Framer. Framer brings your site to life with powerful animations, dynamic content handling, and a design-first approach that helps your site stand out. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. Browse hundreds of pixel-perfect templates or even design something of your own on a totally blank canvas. Add bold animations like appear effects, text effects, scroll and looping animations, and much more in seconds. And it's free to start. The built-in AI handles the heavy lifting of generating starter layouts and can even translate your entire site to any language. On the back end, you'll get responsive breakpoints, built-in hosting, a flexible CMS, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Launch your site for free at Framer.com and use code SPI to get your first month of pro on the house. That's Framer.com, promo code SPI. Framer.com, promo code SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. Do you know the secret to businesses that are scaling faster than ever? They're using Upwork to tap into a diverse pool of skilled freelancers across various industries. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts who are ready to help you take your business to the next level. I've personally used Upwork myself and can vouch for it. Posting a job on Upwork is easy. With no cost to join, you can register, browse freelancer profiles, get help drafting a job post, or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them to take your business to the next level. Upwork makes the entire process easier, simpler, and more affordable with industry-low fees. Post a job today and hire tomorrow with Upwork. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That is Upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help you grow your business. That's Upwork.com. Again, Upwork.com. Hey, what's up? This is Pat Flynn, and welcome to session 41 of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. Today's session is a revised version of my recent solo presentation at Blog World Expo in New York this past June. And that's June 2012 for those of you listening to this in the future. And the reason this is not the exact recording of the presentation is, there's actually two reasons. One, because of a technical error that happened at Blog World Expo. And I'm not going to get into the details, and I'm not blaming anybody. But due to unforeseen circumstances, the session was not recorded like I wanted it to be. And any sort of recordings that were made by others who happened to be recording the session were either just lost or the quality was just not good enough for me in the podcast. And the second reason this is not the exact recording is, I think for those of you listening, it would be much easier to understand a podcast-tailored version of the presentation since there are slides that go along with it. And today I'll do my best to share that same information with you in a way where you don't really need the slides at all. So I'm not like, here, you see this, or, as you can see on this slide here, which at least for me would be really annoying if I were listening. I will have slides available, however, so you can see what they look like on the blog. So just head on over to smartpassiveincome.com/session41 to check that out. Okay, so let's jump right in. So, I got this email a few months back, which was really the spark that ignited the idea behind this entire talk. And this email comes from a guy named Vincent, an SPI fan, who sent me these exact words. He said, "Pat, please be straight with me. How do you make so much money through affiliate marketing when it seems like I never see or hear you pitch anything? How?" And that's the end of the email. Vincent, thank you for that question, because like I said, it gave me a big challenge to really figure out exactly how I make this happen, how I'm able to pull off $30,000 to $40,000 a month from affiliate marketing, and most importantly, do it in such a way where I don't put people off or send them away for good with aggressive marketing tactics, but rather I make this kind of money while at the same time strengthening the relationships I have with my audience and keep them coming back for more. That's what I wanted to figure out. Because there's a ton of people involved with affiliate marketing. People promoting other people's products and earning a commission, a cut from the sales they help generate. That's what affiliate marketing is. And there's sort of this negative vibe that comes with affiliate marketing, that it's scammy, that it's heartless, that the people promoting those products don't really care about the end user. They just want the commissions and will go through great lengths to get those commissions. And unfortunately, that's true in a lot of cases. And of course, a few bad apples always spoil it for the bunch. But in this case, I would guess that most of the apples are bad, which is why the term affiliate marketing has such a negative connotation to it. But I'm saying it doesn't have to be that way. You can promote other people's products in a legit way that doesn't have the heads of your readers shaking back and forth saying, no, I'm tired of this. Please stop. Don't treat me like I'm just a wallet. But rather, they're shaking their heads up and down as if in agreement with you and any sort of recommendations that you have. You can be an affiliate marketer that can sleep at night because you're actually helping people. You're not duping them. And I'm saying that in most cases, if you're not involved in affiliate marketing already, you should be, because it can be a very rewarding experience. Not only for you, this isn't even about you really, it's about your audience, your readers, your subscribers, your existing customers. You can recommend products to them that will help them achieve their goals, products that aren't necessarily your own. And as a result, the byproduct of helping people is more commission. Now, in the presentation at Blog World Expo, I had one particular slide that became the sort of core idea or the core theme behind the entire presentation. And it's a graphic I like to call the soft pitch pipeline. Again, that's the soft pitch pipeline. And I'll explain in just a second. But again, if you're listening to this on the podcast and you happen to be in front of a computer, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/session41 to get that image. If you're reading this on the transcript, it'll be there. But you're probably not listening to this if you're reading this on the transcript. But I'll do my best to describe it here for you now. Imagine a series of pipes that represent the experience or the flow that you can take people once they visit your site or are first introduced to you and your brand. And on one end of this series of pipes, you have traffic coming in and entering this pipeline. And on the other end, you have at the exit end, the sale or the conversion, the point at which you eventually make money. And in between the point of entry and that point of exit, you have the various segments that all add up to the total experience of your brand. And these segments include stuff like the relationship that you have with your audience, the products that you promote, the experience that you have with those products that you promote, proof, and of course, the pitch or the sell. And those inner segments can vary in size and strength and length. For example, you know that if you have an amazing relationship with someone, it doesn't take very much to convince that person to do something for you. So if the relationship segment is extremely long, on the other end, the pitch segment or the pitch pipe doesn't have to be long at all. For example, the relationship I have with my wife, if she wants me to do something for her, especially now that she's pregnant, she's about 6 months pregnant at this moment in time. If it's 2 a.m. and she wants me to go to the store and buy a Little Debbie's fudge brownie, I'm off to the store to buy a Little Debbie's fudge brownie. There's not much pitch or convincing needed at all. And yeah, I'm pretty whipped, but what can you do? Now let's take the other extreme. Maybe you're familiar with this. Maybe you're a part of this already. Someone or a company you don't have a deep relationship with is going to pitch you a little bit more. They're going to try and convince you a little bit harder. And oftentimes they do it in ways that don't really make us feel comfortable, or they just get plain annoying. That's not what we want. And like I said, there are a lot of other things that can help decrease the amount of aggressiveness that you need to put towards that final pitch before you make any sort of commission. Those things are, again, the products you promote, the experience you have with those products, and the actual proof that they work. And that's the soft pitch pipeline. Soft because if you have a well-balanced, segmented pipeline, hardly any pitch is needed at all in order to get your audience, your readers, and your subscribers to click through your affiliate links and make a purchase. Again, the commission becomes this sort of natural end result of this process. So let's start at the beginning. First, the relationship. Like I said earlier, my wife is pregnant, and a lot of you already knew that. But what I haven't actually announced yet is the fact that we're having a baby girl. Woohoo! Yeah, we're having a girl, and it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited, but I'm also very scared. Man, it is just crazy. And so when I found out that we were having a girl, I immediately thought to myself, who do I know that already has a girl? Because I want to know what it's like. And so I thought of a couple of friends who had girls already, called them up or met up with them and chatted with them about what it's like to have a girl and how much different that may be to having a son like I do right now. And I got to know a little bit about what to expect. I got some good advice, especially from those who had to juggle 2 kids, which is what I'm about to do. So the point of this story is that when I knew I was going to get into something new, something I was unfamiliar with, having a girl, I seeked out the advice from my friends, people who I already had pre-existing relationships with, people who I trusted. And online, you need to become friends with the people who visit your site. You need to develop a relationship with them, because without that relationship, no transactions will ever happen. And I'm not just talking about sales. I'm talking about things like subscribing to your email list, comments, links, clicks, likes, follows, shares, and retweets. Especially shares and retweets. I mean, if someone doesn't know you and trust you, they're definitely not going to share you with their friends and followers. Definitely not. There needs to be some sort of relationship there. And the hard part is the relationship takes time to build. Now, affiliate marketing for a long time has always been taught to be quick and easy. One of the quickest and easiest ways to make money online, right? Just find a product, put the link on your site, and send traffic through it. Wham, bam, shabam, you're earning a commission. No need to create a product, no need to deal with customer service. All you need to do is send traffic through a special affiliate link. And that's the mechanics of how affiliate marketing works. But in order to actually make it work, you've got to build those relationships, and that takes time. The good news for you, though, is that there are ways to speed up that relationship building process. Sometimes when you meet someone for the first time, you almost feel like you know them. You've known them for a really long time, right? Has that ever happened to you? Happens to me a lot. You've just met this person and you have this immediate connection with them. So the question is why? Why do we have this connection with some people more quickly than others? Or rather, for those of you listening, how can you connect with your audience more quickly? 3 things. 1, be personable. People connect with people. And the more you can become a person online in your brand, the easier it is for your audience to connect with you. It's as plain and as simple as that. So, why would you buy something from someone you didn't know, especially if they were selling a product that they didn't make themselves, right? So let me ask you, if this was the first time you listened to this podcast, if you've never heard of me before, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But what do you know about me right now? You know that I'm a dad, that I have a daughter on the way, and so I'm sure a lot of you out there can easily relate to that. And as a result, you're more connected to me already than if I were to just say, these are the steps that lead to a successful affiliate marketing campaign. So, what do my kids have to do with affiliate marketing? Nothing. But what does that part of my life have to do with my brand? Everything. Because building a brand is the equivalent of building relationships. Plus, for those of you listening, you're hearing my voice, my real voice, and you're not just reading text on a computer screen. Or, even on video, you see faces and you hear people talking and you get an even deeper immediate connection with people. Video is probably the closest thing you can get to actually meeting someone in real life. So I really hope you're adding video to your repertoire. That's what I mean by being personable. Okay, so in addition to being personable, number 2, tell stories. You have to tell stories. You have to tell stories. People are programmed to listen to them. Just think about the last time you heard a story or even watched a movie or read a book. You, as the audience, put yourself in that story. It puts things into context that people can relate to. It's personable. And the thing is, it's easy to tell stories. Here's a quick story. When I was at Blog World Expo, not at the conference, but at the social functions and parties after the conference happened, whenever I met someone new and had a chat that was longer than 2 or 3 minutes, stories were always being told. We weren't talking about the latest trends in marketing or the top 5 tips for Pinterest or Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. We were talking about cool, interesting things that happened in our lives. I remember talking to someone about our golf handicap, and we swapped stories about how we got started. And I remember talking to another person about rollerblading, and then another person about skydiving, which I've never done yet. But whenever you're at a social function, you meet people and you tell stories. That's how you remember people by. And you don't have to dedicate entire posts on your blog to stories about random things to connect with people. Instead, be creative and tell honest stories that relate to whatever message you're trying to get across, just like I did just now. And so you can provide information in your content while at the same time build those important relationships with stories. Okay, so be personable, tell stories. And again, we're talking about ways to speed up the relationship building process. Number 3, and this is my absolute favorite, RAOK. RAOK. That's short for random acts of kindness. And like I said, it's one of my all-time favorite things to do. Why? Because it always gets an awesome reaction from people. When you do something for someone, something unexpected, and that's the key word, unexpected, it always leaves an amazing impression. There are things that you can do online that are quick and easy, but can have people react like, wow, or that was really nice. And it's those small things that can lead to quicker and deeper relationships with your audience. So some things that I like to do is just reply to comments, both on the blog and especially on platforms like Facebook and Twitter. It's where people can see that I'm a real person, and it's unexpected at times, especially because I have so many readers and subscribers. And if someone has a question and I answer it and I help them save a little bit of time, that's going to go a long way, and they're going to remember who I am. And you can do the same thing. Sometimes I take it a step further and I leave comments on blogs owned by those who have left comments on my posts. And that's totally unexpected by most. And when it happens, I usually get a very surprised reaction, which is good. I mean, that's exactly what I'm going for. So you might have to step back a little bit and think and ask yourself, well, what kinds of RAOK can I do for my audience? What favors can I do for them that are totally unexpected? Think about it. So those are 3 ways to quickly build a relationship with your audience. I mean, there's a billion different ways to do it, but those are my 3 favorite things that you can work on right now. Be personable, tell stories, and random acts of kindness. And really the most important thing, of course, when trying to build a relationship online or anywhere is just be real. Be yourself and actually care for those who take the time to consume the content on your site. Building a brand is the equivalent of building relationships. Okay, so next up in the pipeline after the relationship segment, we're going to talk about the products that you promote as an affiliate. And to help you get in the right frame of mind here, I want to ask you a question. Actually, I want to challenge you to answer this question. Think about a completely brand new visitor that comes to your site for the first time. What is it that you want that person to ultimately achieve? What do you want a brand new visitor to ultimately achieve? And this might be a tough question for you to answer, but you need to know where you want your visitors to go, because if you don't, then everything you tell them, everything you recommend is going to just seem random. You don't want the products you recommend to be random. You want them to be precise, exactly what they need in order to reach their goals. So think about that. What do you want a new visitor on your site to ultimately achieve? Pause this right now if you need time to think about it. And after you figure that out, I want you to think about how they're going to get there. What's the roadmap look like? What path are you going to show them? It's that roadmap that you create, the actual steps or the path that's involved, that will tell you exactly what kinds of products you can promote and should be promoting as an affiliate if they aren't products that you can create on your own. Don't start with the products. Start with their goal and use the products to help them get there. That's my key point here. Don't start with the products. Start with their goal and use the products that you find that are helpful to help them get there. So my best and most famous example of how this is done for me is when I share the steps that are required to build a niche site. Obviously, starting with selecting the proper keyword and market to get into, and then where to get the domain and hosting to set up a WordPress site, and so on and so forth. I mean, those are the tools and services that are necessary in order to reach that end goal, building a niche site, a high-ranking site in Google. And what better way to share these steps than to actually perform these steps publicly on my own blog and share my real life experience with how these products helped me and what the results were like, which I'll get into more of this in a little bit when we start to talk about experience and proof. But yeah, it was because it was all part of the process. There was no doubt that these are the types of products that people should use, and there was no pitch involved whatsoever. There was no pitch necessary. It was just simply a matter of showing what I did and what I used in a particular process. And, if people were interested in kind of following the same steps, they had it all there for them. So if you want to see actually all of this documented step by step, you can go to nichesiteduel.com and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about there. I don't want to get too much into the details of exactly what that is, but if you're interested, nichesiteduel.com. So the big idea here is this. You have to think of promoting these products that are a part of the success path like you're doing your audience a favor, because again, you're actually helping them. You actually should want to help them, and you and your knowledge and your pre-existing relationship with your audience can help them filter through all the noise out there and have them listen to you, because you know what's best for them. By not providing these solutions, you'd actually be holding your readers back. It's not a mind trick. That's actually how it should be. And of course, if it's a product that doesn't make sense to promote, if it's not part of the path to ultimate success, then you shouldn't be promoting it, no matter how generous the affiliate commissions may be. So next up, let's get into the experience you have with the products you're promoting. Again, just to reiterate, that's the experience that you have with those products and how important that is and how much that can actually help you decrease the amount of pitch that you need even more. So 2 words I want you to think about. Experience sells. Experience sells. On Amazon, we look at other people's reviews to help us make a decision either to buy something or not to buy something. Sometimes it's individual reviews from people that we've never met before, people we have no relationship with who have total influence on our buying decision. That's powerful stuff. So just imagine how even more powerful your real life experience with a product can be, a product you're promoting as an affiliate, combined with a pre-existing relationship that you have with your audience already. Very, very powerful stuff. So what does this mean? Do you have to use a product before you promote it? Well, yeah. Or at least I really think you should. I mean, and here's why. 1, for your protection. Again, anything that you promote directly reflects on you and your brand. It doesn't matter if that product is your own or somebody else's. If you're promoting it, it's your reputation on the line. And by using and experiencing a product, you'll see if it's worth taking on the risk to promote it to your audience. If you truly care about them and you truly care about your brand, you're going to do that. You got to protect your brand. Number 2, another reason why you should use a product before you promote it is to become just a crazy resource for that product. By actually using and experiencing a product, you'll be able to answer specific questions about it much better. You become that resource, which is incredibly important, especially if someone asks you a question about it, because that means they're thinking about buying that product. They wouldn't ask you a question unless they were somewhat interested. They're what people like to call a hot lead. And your answer could easily help turn an interested person, a hot lead, into a buyer. And third, and most importantly, you want to use a product so you're able to get rid of the mystery. If you have that product and you used it, you'll be able to show your audience exactly what they're going to get when they make a purchase. And by show them, I literally mean show them, like what it looks like, how to use it, how not to use it, the good, the bad, the tips, the tricks, everything. Now, why is this important? Science. And these little things in our brains called mirror neurons. And I want to thank Derek from socialtriggers.com for telling me about mirror neurons. Now, mirror neurons are a special set of brain cells that respond when we see other people do stuff. And it's a way of having us understand what it feels like to do something by just simply watching other people do it. For example, when we watch sports and we get so fired up and involved and excited in what's going on as if we were in the game ourselves, that's all thanks to our mirror neurons. Or when you see a dude on a skateboard grinding down a handrail, fall off and land on the rail between his legs, and you just can't help but cringe. And many of the dudes out there, including myself, will actually feel like we did it ourselves. Same phenomenon, thanks to our mirror neurons. So when you have a product you're promoting as an affiliate, show it. Walk through how it's used, because by doing that, you can influence your audience and have them imagine what it's like to use that product themselves. You'll fire up those mirror neurons. And if it helps you get results, they'll want those same results too. So just think about all those unboxing videos on YouTube. I mean, the ones where someone buys something like an iPad or a new Android phone or something and just records unwrapping everything, the plastic, and taking out all the parts and firing it up and showing the camera exactly what's going on. Those videos are extremely popular. I mean, there are specific channels on YouTube that are dedicated to just unboxing new things. One I found just randomly just now has over 14 million views and like 100,000 subscribers. People are addicted to these unboxing videos, and you can use the same strategy with affiliate marketing. People like to see what they're going to buy. So do your audience a favor and yourself a favor too, and unbox, I'm using air quotes there, unbox the products you're promoting as an affiliate. Write extensive blog posts about products and everything there is to know about them. Videos, podcast sessions with the owners, and relevant questions that everyone else will want to know the answers to. Things like that. Like a webinar even that you could do with real live questions from an audience, and then you can use that replay later. Sort of what I did at keywordresearchwebinar.com. Same exact thing. Unbox the products. It's that easy. I'm telling you, that's probably my number one tip. If there's one thing to take away with affiliate marketing today to help you with your affiliate marketing, unbox the products. And you got to use the products if you want to do that. You got to buy it, right? Now, next in the pipeline, let's talk about proof. And I'm not just talking about any old kind of proof. I'm talking about tangible proof, real proof, undeniable results, facts, stuff that you can feel, that you can taste, that you could smell, that you could touch. A couple months ago, I stumbled upon this documentary on Netflix called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And, when I asked who had seen it at my presentation in Blog World Expo, about half the room raised their hand. So quite a few people. There's about 150 people in the room. And it's about a guy named Joe Cross, an Australian guy who was, fat, sick, and nearly dead. He was really overweight, had a rare chronic skin disease, and was really dying as a result of his eating habits. Well, long story short, for 60 days, he went on this juicing diet, just drinking pure vegetable and fruit juice, usually stuff like kale, carrots, celery, cucumber, apples, lemons, and that sort of thing. And he just buy it fresh and juice it right there and drink it. And, just juice. By the end of the film, he lost a ton of weight. He didn't need to take any more pills for his skin diseases or anything. He looked amazing and was back to living again. And he also found another guy who was fat, sick, and nearly dead and helped him get on the same diet, and he achieved similar amazing results. And let me tell you, it was not even 30 minutes after watching that documentary that I already had a receipt from Amazon in my inbox for my new Breville juicer. All thanks to Joe Cross, who was doing this because he was actually trying to change people's lives, and he did it in such a dramatic, bold, emotional, and personal way. I swear, I just bought that juicer because I was so affected by this movie and the results and proof that he had that this process worked. And you know what? I've been juicing ever since, and I love it, and I feel great. All thanks to Joe. And when you think about this documentary, it's almost like the perfect example of exactly what we're talking about today, the whole core idea of this soft pitch pipeline. In this film, we really get to know Joe and almost develop a relationship with him. He expresses himself and becomes very relatable, and you start rooting for him. And then he goes through this demonstration where he juices for 60 days and he shares his experience with it, how hard it was for him in the beginning and the temptations he had to eat things, like when he walked into a place and people were eating hamburgers and how much he just wanted one, all the way to the data and the proof and the before and after images. I didn't need any pitch at all. That was all I needed, was that proof. And I'm telling you, if there was an affiliate link mentioned at the end of that documentary, I would have been more than happy to use it. Joe's platform was documentary. Yours is your blog or your website, or maybe it's a podcast or a video or a combination of all those things. You see, it's just that soft pitch. And with Joe, it was taking that bold action to really demonstrate and truly want to change people's lives. And then that's how you could do it. That's how you could become a successful affiliate marketer and be thanked for the products that you recommend. So, Mr. Joe Cross, if for some odd reason you're listening to this podcast right now, thank you. Thank you for doing that. So that's tangible proof, data and demonstration. So, I talked about my niche site tool already, but just to give you an example of how powerful tangible proof can be, after starting that whole series and documenting my journey from selecting a niche to building a website, researching and writing content for it, building backlinks, and climbing to the ranks of Google, when I finally got to number one in Google about 73 days later after I started, my affiliate sales for many of the products that I shared along the way went through the roof, like that day. I mean, even with just the web hosting company that I promote, Bluehost, earnings went from $4,000 a month to $15,000 a month. It blew my mind. But you know what people did? After I got to number one, people were like, okay, I'm going to see if you're number one. So people went to Google, typed in security guard training, found my site at the top, and were convinced. And even today, you can type in security guard training and see my site at number one. I mean, it's just amazing, tangible proof. So you have to think for a second, what kind of proof can you introduce to your audience? Really, how have the products that you're choosing to recommend, how have they helped you? And how can you show that? Very important. All right, so the last part of the pipeline before you get to the conversion or the sale is the pitch or the sell, the selling part. And like I mentioned earlier, the more of a relationship you build with your audience, the more products you recommend and how much they align with their success path, the more experience you could share using that product and the more tangible proof you have, the less pitching you actually have to do. But you still have to pitch a little bit. You still need to sell. You still need to provide opportunities to click on those affiliate links, and you still need to provide calls to action, or else no one's going to click through. So to finish up today, I want to give you 5 tips that you can use at the point of sale, at the point at which you are placing affiliate links on your site at the end of this pipeline to help you. And the first thing is to be honest. When you provide an affiliate link, tell them it's an affiliate link and that you'll earn a commission if they'll go through it. In fact, if you do everything in the pipeline leading up to this point, that will actually help you because people will want to pay you back for everything you're doing for them. And the funny thing is, some people don't even know about affiliate links and commissions, and they'll sometimes just, they'll open a new window to buy a product instead of going through your link. But this way, you know that you're getting all the affiliate commissions that you deserve. So that's number 1, be honest. Number 2, provide support. Offer to provide support. So in addition to telling them it's an affiliate link, offer to answer questions and provide support if needed. This is a great way to show them right at the point of sale that there's someone there to help them if they need it. It's just like a 30-day or 60-day guarantee on those long sales pages. It's just one more kind of security blanket or a just in case that people need to get people off that fence and get them to click through. It also gives them someone to blame if things don't go well. And you should take that responsibility on. And hopefully you'll know that by recommending that product that there's nothing to worry about, right? Hopefully you've used it and you understand that. All right, so number 3, multiple opportunities. You want to give people multiple opportunities to click through your affiliate link. This is more of a technical tip, but a lot of times people will just link the first mention of an affiliate product. And what happens? People read the post, they scroll all the way down, that link goes away, and people get lazy and they're not going to scroll all the way back up just to click on a link. So you've lost your sale, you've lost your opportunity for an affiliate commission. So try to keep an active link somewhere in the beginning, middle, and at the end of the post. Now, just beyond just the blog post, there are a ton of other ways to get people to go through your affiliate links. You got your YouTube videos, you got your email list, your podcasts, and my personal favorite, a resource page. And my resource page at smartpassiveincome.com/resources is actually the most profitable page on the blog. It's extremely passive. People go there in search for stuff that they need, and they find it. And so I've helped them. They've helped me. And, it's a beautiful thing. So if you don't have a resource page on your blog, you're crazy. So check mine out, smartpassiveincome.com/resources, so you can kind of see how it's built. Okay, number 4, offer a bonus. Offering a bonus to an affiliate product is a great way to make sure they go through your link and not someone else's. And it allows word of mouth to play in your favor too. A lot of people actually use this bonus technique, but many people don't use it to its greatest potential. Many times people will just throw in a random thing that they already have that isn't necessarily something that the potential buyer needs. It's just a little random thing that seems to increase the value of the purchase. But if you really want to knock the bonus out of the park, create a bonus that complements the product you're promoting as an affiliate, possibly in addition to it. Maybe it's a quick start guide PDF file on how to use it, or a best practices type of thing, or maybe it reveals where there may be some weak spots in that product, and your bonus is the thing that fills in those holes. Maybe it's access to something that perfectly complements the product. For example, if you're selling a juicer, maybe you provide your own recipe guide to go along with it. Maybe it's a coupon code or discount to something related to it. I don't know. Get creative. Now, my best example is when Opt-in Skin came out. Opt-in Skin is a WordPress plugin that helps people easily place good-looking opt-in forms wherever you want in your blog. And when I heard Glenn Alsop was creating this plugin, I knew it was something that I was going to use and probably share with my readers. So I wanted to give something a little bit extra to those who would be purchasing it through my affiliate link. So I created a WordPress plugin expansion pack, an actual WordPress plugin that adds 5 additional opt-in form skins to this particular product. One that mimics, skins that mimic the opt-in forms on my own site. And within 24 hours after Glenn launched that plugin and I came out with my bonus, I earned $3,000 in 24 hours from a product that was being sold for $40. Again, I already have that deep relationship with my readers, something that I've worked long and hard for already, and I'm continuing to build. The plugin made absolute sense for what my readers are trying to achieve. I shared a video unboxing exactly what it looked like and how it was used. I showed proof that it worked, and you can actually go to the blog right now, and on any blog post, if you scroll to the bottom, you could see the opt-in skin form kind of fade into place. And I included a solid bonus to go along with it. Again, $3,000 in 24 hours. And I continue to get emails from people thanking me for sharing the plugin and including the bonus. That's what it's all about. It's awesome. So lastly, at the point of sale, just remember why. This is number 5. Remember why. Whenever you throw up an affiliate link, remember why you're doing it. It's not for the commissions. It's for your audience to help them achieve something. This is your responsibility as someone who has a platform and has earned an audience who trusts you, to give them the products they need to achieve something, and only the products they need to achieve. Your commissions become a byproduct of exactly how helpful you are. So be helpful, be incredibly helpful, and you will earn more in the long run, especially because you're doing it in a way that keeps people around, doesn't rely on the pitch, but rather everything that happens before that, the relationship, the product, your experience with that product, and the proof. So if there's one thing I want you to do after hearing the outro music of this podcast in just a minute, it's to think of that roadmap to success for your readers. And then find a product opportunity within that roadmap and really go big on sharing it with your readers and how it's going to help them. So hopefully you've built and are continuing to build those deep relationships. So unbox that product and gather tangible proof to get people off the fence. And you too can see incredible results from affiliate marketing. And just remember, it's all about being helpful. You just happen to be using other people's products and services along the way. So this is Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. Let me know what you think on Twitter at twitter.com/Pat Flynn, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at www.smartpassiveincome.com.
Hey there, quick pause here because I have to tell you about a tool that completely transforms the podcasting workflow, Riverside. I get it. I used to juggle multiple platforms just to record one podcast episode. It was exhausting. Zoom for recording, Audacity for editing, and then a bunch of different apps just to create clips and social posts. I've tried other ones as well. They were okay, but they were clunky and super time consuming. That's where Riverside has massively helped. I can do it all in one place: recording, editing, repurposing, one platform, one streamlined flow. I just log in, record with my guests no matter where they are in the world, and just like that, studio quality audio and high resolution video all in one. And get this, even if your Wi-Fi glitches, Riverside records locally on your device so everything sounds and looks crystal clear. But here's my favorite feature: Riverside's AI editing tool. You can remove silences and filler words with just one click. Hours saved. With Magic Clips, Riverside also automatically finds the best moments and turns them into ready-to-post videos for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all without the extra editing. So if you're looking to level up your production quality and simplify your workflow, go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. It's built by creators for creators, and I think you're going to love it. Look, I get it. You want to grow your business, but trying to sell to hundreds or even thousands of people gets very exhausting very fast. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? Score App helps you sell to more people without adding more to your plate. You build a quiz or assessment that your audience actually wants to take. Then they answer a few quick questions and get a personalized result right away. It shows them where they're at and what they need to do next and how you can help. And you build huge amounts of trust before you make even a single offer. No hard sell, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. All you have to do is just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI.